All right, hello. I am back with a new mask tutorial. Just got word that Monument Health has decided that another style of mask would work better. So it's going to be one like this. It has the pleats so that it can fit over your face nicely. You can adjust it as needed. It also has a pocket where a filter could be placed in the top here. I made a couple just to practice so that I could try to do it most efficiently and nicely. And then these ties, yeah, we'll tie behind your head and behind your neck. So my helper's here again. But so first of all, it's pretty simple. You'll do 2 squares, 9 inches by 8 inches. So I'm going to get those cut and I'll be back. Okay, so I've cut out my squares. There are 2 squares. They're both 9 by 8 inches and different fabrics. I've also done the ties. I did 2 of them, 1 3/4 inches by 36 to 40 inches. I kind of prefer the longer, just to make sure that they can be tied around anybody's head. So we're gonna put these together. I guess you don't really have to do that yet, but there's gonna be a pocket opening on these so that you can put a filter in there. So to make that edge so it's not just open, we're gonna turn this over 1/4 of an inch and just iron it. So I'm going to attempt to do that without making you guys dizzy. So I'm just gonna do a quick iron, 1/4 of an inch on each of these. And I'm not measuring or doing anything like that. I'm just, just winging it. So each side. And then what I'm going to do is just do a quick seam along there to finish that, because I don't want these masks to unravel at all. All right, so I still don't have my cameraman, but I'm doing the best that I can. Gosh, really bad. I should have practiced this more. All right. Okay, I'm back. So I'm just gonna sew just a quick, turn this under to keep it safe with all the, washing and everything these are gonna get. So I'm kind of ad-libbing this pattern, but I want it to be nice. So that's what I'm doing. Then after you've sewn those, you're going to put them together, right sides together. So you got the patterns facing each other. Just line it up. And we're going to do an opening at the top. I'm going to leave an opening at the top for a filter. So you're probably going to sew in about 2 inches on each side. I'll probably just put a little pin in, because sometimes I get going and I don't stop in time. This is going to leave maybe I'll do 2.5 inches. It'll leave about a 4-inch opening They called for a 3-inch, but I feel like that's real small and hard. It'll be hard to get stuff in and out. So now we are going to sew from here. I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch all the way around and back to the other pin. And then make sure that you also double back stitch when you start and end here, because that's going to be an opening where the filter can be placed, so it'll get a lot of wear and tear. So also, I'm changing things. The pattern does call for a 1/2 inch seam. I feel like that's just excessive, so that's what I'm doing. I know a lot of garments are done at 1/2 inch, but this will at least keep the seams nice and inside, and don't really have to worry about that. There we go. Then I'm going to sew just to that pin again. Probably can't see it because my light's so awesome. And then just tie off. Alright. Now we're going to take this and I'm going to trim the corners off a little bit. It just makes them easier to be turned. Just kind of snip. Do not go into your sewing. But you just turn those a little. Then you can turn this. I'm going to trim off my thread. And turn it right side out. And if you have a little turning tool, you can use that, but you could also use like a pen. I would recommend with the lid on or something. To push out the corners like so. You know, if you're doing a bunch of these, this is something the kids could do. Give them a project to help. They could turn all these right side out for you and poke those corners. You kind of want them to be mostly square. Not perfect. Don't poke too hard that you poke through there. I like my tool better than the pen, but if you don't have it, that's okay. So then you've got this square with the pocket and top. I'm going to go and press that just flat. Here we go. So I'm just gonna press it. I love pressing. Okay, so then it's time to do the pleats in the fabric. So I made a little chart here just to make it easier for me, because trying to decide where to place those pleats. I'm gonna turn this around for you. So to make it easier, you can make like a little mark, say like at 1.5. I'm not left-handed. And then 2 inches above that. I gotta switch hands. And 2 inches above that, which is a 1.5 inch from the top also. That will help with the pleat making. So I need to have a way to show you how to do that. So let me. Okay. So I'm just going to make the first fold like at this 1.5 inches, and I'm going to iron it there. And then I'm going to do another one at this middle one. You'll see what I'm doing when I'm done here. I'm just gonna fold that over, make another one. And then one more at this 1.5 inch. This doesn't really make sense when you're watching me probably, but now I have the three pleats in here where I want them. Then I'm gonna turn it over and I'm just gonna fold about 1/2 inch over, iron it again, fold it this one, 1/2 inch over, iron again, fold this one, 1/2 inch over, ugh, sorry, iron again, and like none of those have to be exact. It's just as long as there's 3 pleats, and it's not like a magic number, it just helps it. Then you're gonna, once you put the binding on, it'll also in place on the edges. I'm not gonna pin it until I add my binding, so I will show you that in a second. I'm gonna iron it from the back also though, just to really help. If you have steam, that helps. Give it a little steam, a little press. Okay, now I'm gonna turn this around. Okay, the binding. So I cut 1 3/4 inches by 36. I do have my fun little tool in that size. If you do not have the tool, what you're gonna do is just fold over the sides to the middle and iron. I'll show you, just like this. Just fold them over to meet in the middle and iron, and then you're gonna iron them again. So this makes about a 1/2 inch-ish piece. And then on the inside, this makes it stronger, it keeps it from raveling if you have that on the inside. So we'll do that for both ties. Fold them all the way over and then over again, and then I will be back with the next step. Okay, now we have this tie made. You can see the inside is folded over. That's how that works. We're gonna find the middle. Find the middle there. And then you're going to attach it to your mask. Might be easier to pin your pleats down on your mask first, which, you know, I did not do, which I'm doing right now. So, ooh, I got low battery. Oops. Okay. Sorry, now I lost my middle. So you're going to take the middle part, you're going to put your section of mask, fold it over the edges. Just make sure when you sew that you're even, so that when you sew through, it'll go through all the layers. I'm going to pin again here. And I'll show you. So that's pinned, and then you're going to sew right along that edge. It's pinned there nice. You're going to sew, actually you'll start sewing from this end. Just sew right along the edge all the way to the other end. Make sure I'm backstitched so that these won't unravel. So I'll be back when I'm done with that. You can see I'm sewing just along this edge. I'm going to show you when you get to the thicker part. Might be a little more difficult. I'm going to backstitch a little bit right there. just because I like to have things more secure. A walking foot might be helpful here, but I did not put it on, so it's up to you guys if you have one. And do a little more back stitching right there. And then I will just sewing to the end. Okay, once that's done, you're done. Got both the sides on. You can see the little opening for the mask, and I have it, it's turned under, so it's not going to unravel. So that makes me feel better. And then these just go on and get tied above your head and behind your neck. So they feel pretty comfy. Since we've been having to wear masks our whole shift, I mean, these are not going to replace those, but they'll probably go over the ones we have. I don't know. I feel like these are pretty comfy, and we'll release some of the strain on the ears if we have a filter inside of here instead. And yeah, it doesn't seem to fog up my glasses, and I haven't put anything in for the nose part. So that's the final one. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try to answer, but I'm just learning too, so. But that's what I know. I feel like these are a lot easier probably than the other ones, but I've already made a ton of the other ones, so they're still gonna get those and use them, they said. So that's good, because I still have a ton more that are cut out and ready to go. So all right, thanks.